Hello, my name is Faisal Khan. Today in this video, I want to explain what's happening in Libya. So Libya, as you know, is an oil generating country, and what they do, the money that they generate or from the sales of oil is distributed to all the Libyans. And the way they do that is through a card. So this is oil subsidy revenue that they get, and every person over there gets, I think, 500 US dollars on a card. So the Libyan government at the start of the month, will go to each family and basically electronically transfer 500 US dollars on everyone's card, etc. So there are a couple of things you can do once you have the money on your card. You can go to the restaurant and charge it. You can go to the ATM and take the cash out. You can go to a grocery store, etc. But there's a problem. The official rate of $1 is about 1.4 Libyan dinars, right? So $1 is equal to 1.4. So if you charge it, you'll get what? About 900 dinars from $500, right? So yeah, it's not too bad. But what's the unofficial rate? The unofficial rate for $1 is 5.8 something. So now you're in a predicament. If you charge your card officially at a restaurant, the official rate is charged. So it's going to be 1 point whatever, 1.4. If you take it out from an ATM, they'll do the conversion at 1.4 and give it out to you. But the unofficial market rate is 5.8. So why would you leave money on the table? So an entire industry spawned, and this is what happened in the industry. What happened is people would come to, Libyan carriers would come to Turkey, to Istanbul. They would bring a bunch of their cards with them. They would go to the ATMs and they would get the pins. They would get the money out, go to the ATM, get the pins, money out, take off all the cash and go back. And this was happening every day from Turkish Airlines. Literally half the flight was full of these couriers coming back and forth from Tripoli to Istanbul, and clearing out the dollar or euro ATMs in Istanbul. What happened is then the Turkish bank decided to put a limit, $200 per month maximum. So now not only can you only get limited money out, but only $200 was allowed. And then they completely sort of blocked them out. So now all those couriers who were coming to Istanbul and taking the money out, suddenly they had no revenue stream. Well, being ingenious, what did they do? So they came over to Turkey. They started taking POS machines back home. They took POS machines back home and they charged the card for $500. And what happened is $500 was charged to some merchant in Turkey, and they got the 500, and then that 500 was taken, and exchanged at the open market rate. So in Tripoli, it's a very normal thing to go there and charge your card. Typically they would pay about 5%, 6%, 7%, 8%. They really don't care if you're paying 8%. Why? Because at paying 8% on $500 may seem very high, but remember, you're paying 8% of 5.8 is the official rate. So you're getting many, many more dinars than you were getting otherwise. Invariably, MasterCard stepped in, Visa stepped in, and they started blocking the POS machines over here. They started blocking the MCCs. They started blocking the bin codes, etc., the bin numbers. And over here in Istanbul, the central bank started coming in and they started blocking the numbers, etc. So now it's a hodgepodge. Billions of dollars in oil subsidy is released every month. The rate used to be 5.6, 5.7%. That is what the card issuers used to charge. Now they're trying people from as far as north as Iceland to as far as south as Australia. Entrepreneurs are coming in. They're trying to sell a pencil or something and get a merchant account in Libya so that they can run a CNP transaction, get the dollars, charge 6, 7%. And if you do $100 million a month at 6, 7%, why not? That's a lot of money that you can make from it. And it's an industry that is, obviously people in the region know. Turkish people know about it. Bulgarians know about it. Syrians, Lebanese used to know about it. Lebanon is now in an issue itself. Egyptians were doing a lot of business. Ethiopians were doing a lot of business. Italians were doing a lot of business in Libya with the same thing. But now, because of the clampdown, there are a lot of issues. But the oil subsidy payment money is given out every month on these cards, and now entrepreneurs and people with innovative thinking are trying to think, okay, how can I take that money, that $500, charge 5 or 6% somehow, retrieve that money somewhere internationally, and then pay it out so that I can bring those dollars back into the country and exchange it from the open market rate and pay the person out who's actually received the money on their debit card. So that's a huge industry. If you have a solution, maybe you can work into it. If if you have a processor that you know who will be willing to process CNP transactions on Libyan issued debit cards, you could make a lot of money in this thing. So maybe this is something you want to think about. It's just one of those videos I'm doing on a Saturday. I want people to know that what sort of systems are out there, that what sort of problems are being discussed, and how ingenious some of the solutions are. But yet the regulator eventually catches up and they clamp down on the thing. So right now the Libyan people are being, let's say, deprived of the official market rate because they have $500. They don't want to convert it at an official rate of 1.4. Would you convert it on 1.4? Let's say you get 1.4 Mexican pesos for $1. And then the open market rate is 5.8 Mexican pesos. Which one would you choose? Needless to say, you choose the latter. But if there's no methodology for you to encash your dollars out to get 5.8 Mexican pesos, or in this case 5.8 Libyan dinars, then obviously they're in a fix. And they're trying to find innovative solutions, and there are people out there who are literally flying in with small square cash devices, etc., charging the cards, doing whatever, getting the money outside. But they can only do it in small amounts because obviously this is all gray area. I don't want to use the word illegal because it is, but in most cases it's gray area. So if you have a solution that is legally allowing you to charge cards for Libyan debit cards on a CNP, card not present transaction, receive the funds outside, then repatriate those funds back into Libya or into Turkey, etc., which by the way you can do. But you have to find processors who are willing to work with Libya. You have to find banks that are willing to work with Libya. You have to find financial institutions that are willing to work with Libya. And that's not easy. But if you're able to do that, you earn a lot of money. Anyways, tell me what you think of this in the video in the comments section below. And as always, if you have a business inquiry or a WhatsApp, those numbers are and contact details are in the description below. Till next time, this is Faisal Khan signing out.